Double morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Had Monster Reborn Power? Yes, the spell card power thing. So, to be fairly warning you, Zuko in this What If dies a lot more than. Because in canon, he doesn't die at all. He just gets a scrape there or anything. So, but I'm also adding a twist to it. So, usually Monster Reborn brings monsters from the graveyard, right? But Zuko's power, or of it, when he comes back, he gets like a powers of those ones that killed him. Basically, if he gets shoots by a rocket, and it exploded, he'll have explosion powers like Kasuke Bakugo. But instead of a sweat, it's he just naturally does it. Or if he uses it, or if it's like on a player, like say Todoroki shoots him with ice straight through the heart, he can and he comes back. Or he'll be dead in 5 minutes and then he comes back. So yeah, 5 minutes, unless, yeah. So, let's begin. I'm also throwing in Zumi, his sister. Esther, because why the heck not? And so, yeah. So, and to be fair, warning, his powers are permanently fused into his body. He doesn't, or it's not like a quirk that all for one Hun could just take away. So yeah, so Zuko, so they were born and all like they went age of 4. They went to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor looks at Zumi first and tells her that she has the fire manipulation. As Zuko, or when he looks at Zuko, he says, "You can't become a hero." Oh, Zuko. So let me remind you, he's just a quirk doctor. Sorry about that. My nose thing. So, yeah. So the quirk doctor says as that to Zuko that he can't become a hero. And So Inko, who couldn't believe that. So when they got home, or actually, they dropped off Zumi. Omi, and they, or so then, Inko thinks in her head of, we don't want quirkless people. As Inko took Zuko to somewhere away from, and she always, this is a different Inko than when we're all used to. We're all used to the lovable, caring person about Zuko. But this one, she carries a knife with her, like a pocket knife. So they got away from the city thing, and she says, "Sorry, Zuko." As she pulls out a pocket knife and uses so she runs right towards him, stabs him right in the chest. And brutally murdering her own child. So, yeah. Zuko Hoon died. As Inko got cleaned up, and he goes, man, and Zumi was just a kid, so yeah, she also had a power to take away memories, so she took away Zumi's memories of her brother, changed it to as Zuko, who just lied there in the wilderness, as 5 minutes were up, he comes back to life. What just happened? As he's trying to remember, but he does remember, but he doesn't at this time. So he comes back to life, and he changed his clothes and changed his hair to make it look like more like this. As Zuko looks at his hand, but he noticed something that's really off about himself. As this is what Zuko looked like before, but then as he of course, now when he went back to the city, he walks around, and of course, he died again because the villains ran his butt over. And plus he got shot in the back, so by someone's quirk, so he dies again. As the policemen are like, oh, yeah. So they as his body, of course, so they buried him, and they all left. And 5 minutes later, he comes out of grave. Yeah. So you all might be wondering why am I making this? It's because it's just so funny. It just entertains. So yeah. So Zuko came back to life, and then he develops a powers, and he gets a fresh change of clothes, and yeah. So then he becomes all jacked up. As he goes, so now he's at age of 15, he goes to UA. And he was living on the street, so he's sleeping as the only person that notices that he was sleeping was actually All Might, as or no. So it was, let's say it was her. So she comes to him as at first she didn't hear any heartbeat from him. As yeah. So he gets up as he goes to UA at age of 15, and he says, I don't feel like dying today, so or actually he sat down and he went to sleep thing, as Tenya looks over at him, and as he gets up, and he gets basically like, I'm okay. And he took care of all the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers really fast. But then the 0-pointer came, whacked him into a brick building, and the metal rod just came stuck right through his body. As his fingers starts to count down. Or actually, as they're like, what? Please tell me that you're still alive, please. And he got and he gets up, as he, yeah, some of them are really scared. Yeah, they're all freaking out because they said he's a zombie. Or so he comes back, and he smacks a 0-pointer around, as yeah, and the metal rods that was impaled him came out and impaled that 0-pointer really fast. So yeah, and he, out of everyone, Ochako, lines that weird, they couldn't believe that someone with that much power. So he got class 1A. Yeah. As he, after he was walking to the road, or walks to his sleep spot, he collapsed. As everyone is freaking out about that. As Principal Nezu, as Momo turns around and sees Zuko, just lying on the floor, literally not moving. As they took him to the hospital thing, and the doctors found out that he has no heart. Not making a joke up. So, yeah. They looked at his x-rays as they could, or Nezu sees the x-ray of Zuko's entire body thing, but he doesn't have a lungs or a heart, because so they they told old Zuko, or or actually, uh, as Eraserhead says, as he tells Music Mike and Nezir that, or Music Mike, do you remember what he said? I don't feel like getting killed today or any day. So, as he, as Zuko, or as Nezir says to Zuko that he's in, we accept him as a student, but please be smarter in your next life. As they all left, but something unthinkable happens. His heart and his lungs has regenerated into his own body. Brought him back to life. As instead of beep thing, chopped him over. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I didn't realize my phone was turned off. So, yeah, where we left off, the Zuko was in the hospital. Oh, bed. And they could see his heart. Or, he felt like he's. As a nurse checks on him, or it, instead of beeps, or instead of full line, it went up and down. As the doctor comes in to speculate. As Zuko opens his eyes as he looks at the doctor and see it was the same doctor that was the old man. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Him. So he looks and at him first. He says to him that or he says to himself, interesting. As Zuko, says, as the or doc or nurse says, what is it? Well, he's unconscious, but his organs, like his lungs and his heart, has regenerated. But he, or based off of his toe thing, he's quirkless, but he doesn't have a quirk, but as Zuko looks at him and says, power. As Zuko, or as the doctor says, what's about power? As he gets up, as he says, I think I know what my power is. It's not a quirk. It's called Monster, or it's called Reborn. As he as Zuko uses his arm, like extends it out, as okay, as they took the blood sample from him, and what they saw in his genetics was a power that only he could wield inside of him. As the doctor says, of course. Why hasn't I figured that out? Oh, as one of the nurses is like, what? See, Zuko's doesn't need a quirk. Alright. It's called immortality. In his genetics. So blind about seeing quirks, but never saw a potential of powers. As he says, we're looking at the first ever creature that has no limit. Tell Nezu now, as Zuko, or as Nurse calls Nezu and All Might and Eraserhead, and like some of the pro heroes came, and of course when Nezu and the rest of them heard that Zuko has a special power aren't in his genetics that allows him to come right back, as Zuko says 5 minutes of my own death. As 5 minutes after you die. Then you'll come back to life. And as so they went back to school, or they went to school, as so All Might's like, so if he dies, will he like come back to life thing? Or like when you said he's quirkless, right? Correct. But I didn't expect the power of reborn and as Zuko was basically looks like him. So All Might's like, okay, so what can we... Okay, so next time they went or when he came back, everyone's like, at first is scared, Because they heard that he didn't have a heart or lungs. But why is he moving around? As Mr. Aizawa tells the class that Zuko, or this fella's power, is reborn. As Momo didn't even think about that. Like that possibility of that's a rare or legendary rare. Sorry. A legendary rare. Her occurrence. So, yeah. As Redhead. Hold on. So, Redhead was basically. Or Bakugo says, okay. So, is he like a mortal that can't be, like, easily get killed thing? Because I'm more tempted to kill him. As they said, Kasuke, Bakugo, we already talked about no killing anyone. As he was immortal. Basically, so yeah. So Momo says, like, I'm skipping the ball throw and Harris versus villains. So when after like school, Momo asked Zuko that, and so I had this question on my mind. It's what Momo was saying. So, Zuko says, okay, well, what is your question? Well, it's about your power. Or every time you die and come back, and do you still hold your old memories of before? Yes, but I also like it if I died from someone that has a power or quirk like yours. Like if you used like some spear or like a gun or something on me. And of course 5 minutes later I come right back. And with the exact same powers as yours. But instead of, and plus I still have the powers from a last deaths thing. So, yeah. Momo, who couldn't believe that someone at first, like, Mina says, that seems like a blessing to me. As she says, well, no, or Zuko says, no, it's probably a curse to me. Because one, I had to die, then I'm back, and it's like endless death for me. As it just scares me. And so, yeah. So he gets on a bus. It was the next day. So they got on a bus. They asked him the same question that Momo asked, as he tells them that it's no big deal about my power. As Momo, or as they're like, come on, dude, that power of you constantly revived yourself or reborn yourself is quite awesome. So yeah. Plus, they're like, yeah, if you die, then 5 minutes later you come back. Huh? And with like some powers or something. So yeah. Zuko was basically when they went as USJ attacks, and yeah. So like they Ember as a Sharkison decided to do something, and so but Zuko tells Jiro to just explode his heart again. Or explode his heart. So she did. 5 minutes later, he comes back as he had Jiro's like ear things coming out of his back. Like basically, and he made a device on his arms or from his backpack. And it was basically a sound emitter. And yeah. He super robo pounds everyone as they couldn't believe. So Shirakusen decided to ask Kirigiri to just kill that runt. As you wish, master. As Zuko, or as he says, well, this is a good attempt. As he closes a portal, the portal was around Zuko's neck. Closed it and like killed him. As Zuko was basically as the everyone says no, Zuko, no, as yeah, as the Nomu who, or as if I'm, or as all the students left with 13 thing, as he 5 minutes later he comes back and as he says, that was a pretty good exercise. As that's impossible. But how did you survive that? My powers are undead, so basically, if you try to, like, manages to do kill me, I come right back with some added bonus too. As Shiraki-sen says, as Zuko, or as he, no, you're not, as he turns, or it, or he used it, but he teleported away. Exact same time. So he was like, hello. He did it like the same thing what he does. As, oh, I see. So every time you die and someone, or if someone killed you, you come back with their powers. Interesting. Very interesting. As he says, as the Nomu walks to, like, instead of, like, attacking Mr. Aizawa, because Mr. Aizawa got teleported out of there before. And, sorry. Yeah. So Zuko was, as the Nomu looks at him, and instead of attacking him like he posed to do, he literally walks right past him. Like, walks around him and walks right past him. As they're like, or Shiraki-sen and Kirigiri and everybody's like, wait, what? Yeah. So he used his own sonic blast to blast the, like, obedience chip off of, or like, off of the Nomu's, like, back thing, or like something. So, yeah. So he gets, like, he gets more powerful. So he comes back even, like, he actually, during the sports festival thing, I'm skipping the rest. So the sports festival, Zuko was like, as Zuko uses his, because he, every time he dies, he goes faster on walking speed. So he says, as he ran right, or like, he started, or they hit start, and then he used the portal to pass everyone, and he ran so fast that even the zero pointer that was hiding disappeared. Like, they got destroyed, and he went to there in about 0.00000.1 seconds faster than anyone, like a world record. Yeah. So Toga is like, man, that boy knows how to like go fast. As some of them says, what I heard, every time he has a power that allows him to literally basically comes right back and with powers or new fresh powers. As Toga's is so much interesting. It's so interesting. He because every time as Mr. Aizawa was like, huh, you think him is don't let his speed fool you. He has as so they asked Endeavor to shoot the arrow into Zuko's goo. Or actually, no. I'm just so Zuko was basically really fast. So as gains faster and faster. So yeah. But he still has the like regrets of him not being like has a quirk. But that's okay. As the eraser head says, wait 5 minutes. And it's as Zuko's lungs and heart learn. Because he was he was number one. And so he and yeah, he literally got first place on a race. He got a first place on the cavalry battle. But during the fight one, where is that thing? Where's that thing? Or actually, he got first place in all three. But he did teleport, or he did switch places with Ochako. Or no, scratch that. He teleported Ochako to, or to Recovery Girl. And yeah, Todoroki decided to say, So he does something insane. Because how enraged he is. Because he acts like Bakugo. So he threw a ice shard at Zuko. But his feet got frozen in place. You will not live through this. And stabbed right in the heart again. Or like stabbed right through the chest. Yeah. As he says, you sneak. And Zuko who was dead again. Yeah, basically he as 5 minutes showed up and he came right back to life with like his shirt thing, the school uniform thing, or sports festival uniform, one that's like Momo is wearing in. So yeah, she or so he has, as they see, a giant hole in his chest, but he says, well, as Todoroki's like, it's all over for you. As Zuko says, about to say the same thing to you. As Zuko did the same thing as Esdeath did, and froze Todoroki whole. Like, literally, really. As he does that. And he also did a combined D2. And he he points up. Look up. As Todoroki and everyone looks up, and they see this giant iceberg that looks like a mallet, or is crashing down onto both of them. As he says, plus he only dies once. If he dies again, or he's unaffected by his own power that he gains. So basically, his attack, as Todoroki just had to book that, like, bye. As Endeavor's upset because as Endeavor just came in, as Zuko was as he been there, done that. Sorry. So, yeah. So I'm skipping here it is. So Zuko wins against that, and he also wins against Todoroki, and let's say Maya, or actually Tenya. Now they're at the both. So then Todoroki got yelled at by his father of, why did you try to kill him in the first place? So yeah. And so now Zuko I'm skipping the Malar, Cambark, and internship thing. And so now actually, after the USJ thing, the Nomu and Zuko were both friends. Basically, he is Zuko's bodyguard. And yeah, that might sound scary to you, but that's okay. So now it's All Might versus All for One's fight. As All Might was like, or he beats All Might, like he was down, or All Might was down, but not out. But Zuko, but he charged up his attack. Once it went in, like it wasn't his fist this time. There was a laser thing, like thing, but Zuko had or used his own power, or and like he absorbed all of it, and like they're like, where did he go? Where did he go? That must be Zuko's powers. So yeah. So undead student of yours that can die but comes right back. As yeah, so as when Inko was watching her or watching the news of like with her sister or with her daughter on her, as then Zuko can't teleported back as he says, hello, I'm here. As Inko couldn't believe it was Zuko, his or her quirkless son. Hun. As she's as asking in her head, why is he still alive? As Inko or what's wrong, mother? But Izumi says that. Oh, nothing, sweetie. It's just that boy. On there. Oh, the one that he's quirkless but he has a power to self-revive himself. Or wait, what do you mean? Well, we have noticed or the pro heroes noticed that every time he dies by a villain or by something, he comes back with the powers and makes him grow stronger and faster. As Inko and Shashi couldn't believe that this kid's power level. As Zuko, or no, as All for One says, you must be Zuko Midoriya. You got Zuko part right, but I don't know about Midoriya part. Alright. As he turns and looks at All Might and says, I got this. After all, I'm the immortal. As he runs up, first he used Todoroki's ice ability. And then Zuko ran full sprint and like he literally holds All for One in place and a green beam like the one that he zorbed earned into himself. So yeah. But he used it on All for One, and yeah. All for One got killed off, but after he did like one explosion. And Zuko was just like in the same situation as All Might in this like gift thing. So yeah. He decides, okay. And once he got slammed into a building, only as he says, that was the last trick. Sorry. So yeah. And please wait for part 2. And sorry if this video is too long.